What is up, guys? Ginn here. Welcome. We are currently live, and in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly the 10 steps you need to know to get started in wholesaling real estate and exactly how to get your first real estate wholesaling deal in these easy 10 steps. What's up? I'm currently in Mexico right now. I am virtually wholesaling, guys. This is my view behind me. As you can see, it is a tad bright. I think it's a little too dark for me. Let's see here. It's a little too dark for me right now. We're gonna let the sun go down a little here. So we're gonna get the background up here, but currently a little too dark. It needs to be a little darker here, so we're gonna use the background here. But might switch it up a little. But guys, what I'm showing here, guys, I'm virtually wholesaling. And I've done over 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals, and I can travel the world and wholesale whenever I want because of the action I took when I started out in this business. And really from helping thousands of people get started their first deal, tens of thousands of people getting their first deal, helping so many people, having hundreds of thousands of students in wholesaling real estate. What I can tell you is if you want to get your first deal, it really comes down to 10 really simple steps. And those are the steps I really want to teach today. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's sort of break down exactly how to do it. Guys, I do not have my regular studio today, so I do have my laptop right here, so I might look to the side a little bit, just to look at the slides. Maybe I can bring it over a little right here. And what we're gonna do is just break down basically how to do it. So before we get into it, do me a big favor and make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. And without further ado, to get ready for every single live stream, we have one thing in common. We get everyone jacked up, ready to go to learn wholesaling real estate, to learn the exact real estate wholesaling process. That's what we're excited about today. So without further ado, let's get going. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, and then they got go on. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Oh, guys, that always gets me super excited to get started in real estate wholesaling and breaking it all down. So I love to see it, love to hear it. So let's break down exactly the 10 steps you need to get your first real estate wholesaling deal. I know so many people in real estate wholesaling, they struggle with a quote unquote game plan on getting started in wholesaling. And I feel like this is going to be really good for you guys, really to break down a game plan of the steps you have to take. So many beginners are like, how do I get started in this business? Or I just wish someone could hold my hand and tell me what to do. And honestly, like right here is exactly what to do. I'm going to say this one time today because it's going to get annoying for a lot of newbies. But if you want to get started in real estate wholesaling, the only place to go is freewholesaling.com. That is my free real estate wholesaling course. I'm not going to try to plug it too many times because it gets annoying for some people. But it is a free real estate wholesaling course, and everything I teach is in that course. I do not have 10 hours to break down cash buyers today, but in that course I can pull 200 cash buyers in 2 hours and show you exactly how we do it. I break down the entire process. It's all there at freewholesaling.com. The links to join the one-on-ones, all that stuff, it is at freewholesaling.com. FYI, for everyone who asked how to get started, everything like that. Let's break this down. Let's get into it. I really just want to break everything down here in the best way possible. So let's kind of talk about this, the 10 steps to get your first deal in real estate wholesaling. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. We're all loud and clear. This Mexican internet's actually not bad. So let's break it down. So what we're going to break down today is we're going to just really share, honestly, in my opinion, the 10 steps you need to take on how to actually take it down and do your first real estate wholesaling deal. I don't care if this is in virtual wholesaling real estate. I don't care if this is in regular wholesaling real estate. what I want to do is really break down the entire wholesaling real estate process. And really, if you want to get like your first deal, this is probably going to be the best guide for you on the first 10 deals. For your first deal all the way to 10 deals, whenever you want, we're going to break it all down. So let's kind of break down step one. So what is step one, guys? Well, ladies and gentlemen, step one is very simple. Find your why. That's pretty much it. Find your why. I feel like that is the first thing a lot of wholesalers starting out in this business that they need to understand, because finding your why is going to be really important. Because if you don't have a legitimate reason why you're getting started in this business, why you're getting into real estate wholesaling, you're not going to be successful. You're going to have to find your why. You're going to have to find your reason for getting in this business. If you don't have a reason why you're getting into real estate wholesaling, you're not going to be successful. I think that's probably one of the most important fundamental truths for most wholesalers. When I talk to people that are starting out in wholesaling, and I talk to people that got their first real estate wholesaling deal, they all had a driving motivational factor. I had it, Rick had it. A lot of the successful people in the chat right here, they 100% had a driving motivating factor. If you don't have that, you're not going to be successful, right? And I feel like that's the motivating factor for a lot of people. You know, why do you do what you do? Why do the great people do what they do? I kind of talk about this sometimes, but like I sort of think of huge motivational people that have changed the course of human history throughout the entire world, and they all had a motivating factor of what they're doing. They're here to make intense change in this world, and they had a motivation for doing it. Most people don't do things just for the heck of it, right? Hey, we're gonna do this, or that because we're just gonna, I don't really care, right? The truth is, the greatest people, the most fundamental leaders, they all do it for a reason. Some people do it for really bad reasons, right? But some people do it for very, very good reasons. So you really got to break down how people do what they do. A lot of people, and I'll be the first one to tell you, money's going to be the biggest why for this, right? So let's talk about one of the greatest minds of all time, Kanye West, right? I love Kanye, okay. Kanye West, why did he become a musician? Why did he become literally a billionaire just from his music and his designing and all that stuff? Like, what was his motivating factor, right? I love Kanye, by the way, guys. Some people don't like Kanye. I love Kanye. He was broke, okay? Like that's really, like, it wasn't because he's trying to make this crazy change in the, like, I mean, I'm just being like, he was broke, right? A lot of people do things because they're broke. And it's not a bad thing, right? Some of the most inspirational people of all time, entrepreneurs, they started because they were broke. And then eventually they made a bunch of money. And when you get to a certain amount of level of money, it's like, it's not about the money anymore. Like me, like I have enough passive income where I can just go MIA. I can quit all this internet stuff and I can just live on my passive rental income and all the other incomes I have and all the other businesses I have going on. I don't really have to deal with anything, right? But like, I'm at a point in my life right now where I feel like I need to give back because this real estate wholesaling industry has given so much to me. At 22 years old, it has made me so financially free. It's giving me the most important thing is time with my family, my friends, time to do whatever I want. I go marlin fishing in Mexico. I'll show you some pictures after of some fishing today. Caught a huge, I got 6 marlin today. It was amazing. But well, I don't want to break down, but like I have the freedom to do that. You know, if I worked a regular bag boy job, I would never be able to do that, you know. Time freedom, you know, one of the most important things in my life is family. And me being able to wholesale real estate, doing everything virtually, I'm able to spend time with my family. I'm not here to go flex on like, but like I can spend time with my family whenever I want, whoever I want, and when I want. And it's absolutely, it's a blessing in my life. So it's truthfully, what I can tell you is you got to find your why. A lot of people's why starting out is money. Once they make more money, it starts turning into a purpose, right? Like your purpose is just to get to that 100K a year, and then you can start pushing it more. Because like once I hit 100K a year, my purpose changed, right? Like it's not to not be poor anymore. You know, I have enough passive income for the rest of my life, right? And obviously that's going to compound even more. It's different, but I'm trying to make true change in this world. I feel like there's so many single fathers, single mothers, 16, 17 years old people that like they've gotten their first deal and they've been able to change their life. I know people across the world that's gotten their first real estate wholesaling deal virtually that's learned from me. They're able to make, I know some people in Africa that DM me And they made in one real estate wholesaling deal what their parents made in 5 years, and they're able to bless their family. It's truthfully, like it warms my heart. There's 16-year-old people that get to take care of their moms, single moms that like are struggling. It's a different purpose for me, and that's what I have my why. The one fundamental truth of why people do a lot of things is there's a driving, motivating factor, and you have to understand that. Why did you choose to drink a Coke today? Why did you choose to play video games today? Why did you choose to listen to that song? Like there's a reason for it, right? Either to feel good. Why do people do bad things, right? Maybe it's a rush. Maybe like there is a why for things. And for you to be successful in this business, you're going to have to find a why. I'm spending some time on the first part here because this is the fundamental blocks of wholesaling real estate. So I'm in Mexico. They have a type of pyramids here, right? The Mayans. And you just think about a pyramid, right? You need that. If your base on your pyramid is terrible, your foundation, we're talking about real estate, right? If your foundation is terrible, you're not going to you're going to be terrible at wholesaling, right? And your foundation the whole pyramid's going to fall down. It's going to be terrible, right? So your why is going to be really important. And the reason why I'm telling everyone the why right here is because in wholesaling real estate, on your path to making $100,000, $1 million, right? You're going to hit some tough moments. I promise you this. In wholesaling real estate, you're going to hit some tough moments in life. Let's talk about being a human being for a second. You're going to get punched in the mouth. Not physically, maybe, but emotionally. Something crazy terrible is going to happen in your life. Something you have to suffer with, right? And you could choose to curl up in a ball or suck it up and get through it, right? Wholesaling real estate is the same exact way. There's going to be moments that are so difficult for you in wholesaling that if you fold and quit, you're not going to be able to become successful. But the only thing I can tell you, I've come through these tough moments, Rick, as I think so many people in this chat have, the only thing that gets you over those really tough moments is your why, and remembering why you're doing something. Taking care of your mom, giving that financial freedom, changing your life. And your why is going to be really important because if your why is to buy a 6 Lamborghini, it might not push you as much as to take care of your kids, right? So finding that why is going to be really important, guys and gals. I think it's very, very important. It changes everything for everyone. So that's the first step. That is the step nobody talks about. And I love all the videos about wholesaling real estate. They're great, but like no one really talks about that why. And it's going to be very important for your success in wholesaling. So number 1 is your why. Make sure you have it. It's going to help you out so much. Number 2, this is becoming knowledgeable about wholesaling. So let's start to get into some action plan. Let's start to get to like nitty-gritty steps. So now we have the hunger you guys have for that first deal, right? Like what you want to do. Let's get into the actionable steps you have to start taking, right? This is the recipe. We're literally making an omelet. We're making some bread, right? Banana bread or whatever, right? We need it, right? So step 2 is becoming knowledgeable about wholesaling, right? Think about, for a second, I always say this, I've been using this example a lot, but like if you were going to make, I don't know, let's use an example here. I'm blanking on something, but let's say you're making a pizza, okay? When you make a pizza, you're going to have to be knowledgeable about pizza to a point. Does pizza need cheese? Does pizza need bananas? Does pizza need, this is controversial, pineapple, right? What does pizza need? And everyone's got their own little rendition of what a pizza needs. But if I talk to 1,000 people that have made pizzas or pizza chefs, they're generally going to tell me I need pizza dough, I need pizza sauce, I need cheese, and then toppings, right? Like generally they're going to say that. And that's the knowledge you're going to have to get about wholesaling. What you have to understand is when you talk to all these wholesaling coaches, gurus, influencers, I'm not saying anything bad about them, right? I just don't think you should pay for wholesaling information, but that's another can of worms for another day. They're all going to tell you a different way to make that pizza. And my personal opinion, a lot of people are going to charge you to learn how to make a pizza, and it's like, come on, like, there's already these people that made the pizza. Why don't you just learn for free about the master pizza guy, right? Gordon Ramsay will tell you how to cook food for free. Like, you don't need to pay for it. So just know when you talk to a lot of people about wholesaling, they're all going to tell you a little rendition of what to do. And truthfully, you're going to make it your own, right? I make pizza my own little way, and a really good person's going to do it probably a better way, but you're going to have to get knowledgeable about wholesaling. You're going to have to understand what about it, right? Do I need dough, cheese? Like, you got to understand what the foundations are, and you want a general game plan. If you're in a grocery store and you're going to make a pizza, you want to know generally what you have to get. If you're running around thinking pizza's a soup, you're going to run a million miles an hour and not going to get any results. So getting knowledgeable about this business is very important. There's a lot of nitty-gritty details about it you should understand: inspection periods, how contracts work, title companies. I'm not here to confuse you. For wholesaling.com, I teach all that stuff. There is things that are a little confusing starting out in wholesaling. I definitely understand, as someone that's been through it before, there's learning it. There's a tiny learning curve. It's nothing crazy. It's like riding a bike was so weird for me when I was starting as a little kid. But like, after like a couple months, it's like no brainer, right? I'm riding a bike, like pretty simple. It's sort of like that to a point, but like, how do you get good at riding a bike? By just doing it, right? So getting knowledgeable about wholesaling is what it's going to be. Cool part is, if you're already watching this video, you're already doing step 2. So you're already doing step 2 currently right now. You're actually getting a knowledge of like, what are the steps to wholesaling. So I appreciate everybody watching this, because you're getting better at this while you're currently doing it. So number 2 here is going to become knowledgeable about wholesaling. I think it's very important. I think a lot of people, I get asked all the time, Zach, I got asked this question yesterday. No fault to anyone. You're probably like brand new to wholesaling, which is great. I really appreciate it. But like, someone's asked, like, Zach, what happens if I sign a contract and I can't find a buyer? Am I screwed? Do I have to buy this? Am I going to get sued? I get it. The cool part about that is, how dare I say this, but at freewholesaling.com, I answer that question right there. And I have documentaries in that thing of just me wholesaling deals and showing it. Like, all that knowledge is in there. And probably the best knowledge you can possibly have is just ask a question in this chat and I'm going to answer it, or do the one-on-ones and just go to my Facebook group, Wholesaling House is Free. Get the StreamYard link. If you guys need help hopping on, talking to me one-on-one, someone in the comments can definitely tell you what to do. I think we got enough people that know how to do it. So let's talk about getting knowledgeable about wholesaling real estate. So the first thing, let's sort of break down the wholesaling process. I kind of have this chart always up on here. But this is basically the wholesaling real estate process, right? Now, I'm not confusing you, but this is a quick overview of it. This is color coordinated. This is in Wholesaling Houses for real, freewholesaling.com. But like, generally wholesaling real estate, I'm going to give a quick overview and they're going to break down the steps, right? We're going to marketing. So what we got to first start doing is finding distressed properties. Then we're going to lock the deal up. We're going to go find a buyer. We're going to walk the buyer through the house, and then we're going to sell that to the buyer for a profit on closing day. That is basically the wholesaling real estate process. So we got to get knowledgeable on what that process is. So let's get into the actual steps. So step 3 is going to be do market research. I don't think enough wholesalers do market research. That they might be super into their analysis paralysis, but they fail to do market research. And what I mean by market research is probably different for a lot of people. Again, it's a different way to do a pizza, but it's definitely it's something everyone should do. General market research is finding out, hey, what zip codes are best for wholesaling real estate? What zip codes in my city or county has ARVs below a certain amount? What are the ARVs for these zip codes? How many cash sales are in these zip codes? Again, things we teach at freewholesaling.com. Where are the top wholesalers in these markets? So let's say I live in Houston, Texas, right? I'm going to figure out the top 5 wholesalers in Houston, Texas. I'm going to use my reverse hacks to figure out where they're actually wholesaling, which I teach at freewholesaling.com, which is a free real estate wholesaling course. Free to mention, it doesn't cost any money. But you're going to do some market research. You're going to find the top wholesalers. You're going to find the best markets. You're going to find where cash buyers are wanting to buy deals at. So if you're doing your market research and you talk to cash buyers, hey, where are you looking to buy deals? Oh, I love buying deals in this zip code. Then you know what to do. You know the spots that aren't good for wholesaling, you know the spots that are really good for wholesaling, or you can just start doing research on the market. It actually gets very, very simple doing that. So it's definitely really good. Do your market research. It's actually not very difficult to do, but we do teach that exactly. But doing your market research is going to be paramount for your success. The point of doing market research, the point I made an entire step on the slide here, is because doing market research makes you more efficient. And if you know efficiency like me, it's doing things a lot faster. So it's more or less, it's like doing multiplications. So if you have 5 rows here and then 5 rows, you just do 5 times 5, 25 versus counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just makes it a lot more simpler. It's like it's like really going to a grocery store, honestly. That's the way I look at it. Some people pick up 1 bag at a time, and that might be your marketing. If you do your market research and you know exactly what zip codes work, you can pull all the bags up one trip. We ain't taking 2 trips. 2 trips are for suckers. That's honestly what I believe. For grocery store pickups and with bags, if I do 2 trips, I failed. But it's really being efficient. And for wholesaling real estate, what I mean by this, if I'm calling 1,000 leads, I want my chance of getting a deal on 1,000 leads to be 20, 25%, where the average wholesaler, if they have 1,000 leads, they might get a 5% chance of a deal. That 5x is my results. That means in a month, I should almost guarantee get a deal through my really good market research of seeing what works in my market, what doesn't work. Like what I always say, like find the top wholesalers in your market, figure out what marketing they're doing. That's really weird how Todd Johnston House, I know like 5 wholesalers named Todd. So I'm like Todd Johnston House the 4th Jr. I think that's a fake name. That's fake enough, or I'm not calling anyone out. If Todd Johnston House Jr. the 3rd, if he's doing a lot of code violations, if he's doing a lot of SMS text blasting, and he doesn't do any bandit signs, and he hates direct mail in this market, there's probably a reason why, and he's done hundreds and hundreds of deals. Maybe there's a reason why he's doing that. Like you see me in Florida, I don't do RVMs. There should be a reason why I don't do RVMs. If I run a 6-figure a month wholesaling real estate business, there's probably a reason why I don't do RVMs, because RVMs are pretty much illegal in the state of Florida. But like you got to do research and see, and you're going to figure out things a lot better. So do your market research is paramount for your success. It's super, super duper important. So guys, all you guys should be doing your market research. So let's do into step 4. Now guys, have you seen how we haven't gotten it? Like this should take probably a weekend. Like if you really want to get into like the craziness of everything, really should take a week. I'm taking my time on this because a lot of people starting out don't do this. Drives me crazy, but you should be doing your research. I ask so many people like, hey, what are the top 3 wholesalers in your market? They can't name them. And if you can't name the top 3 wholesalers in your market, you have failed during your market research. You have failed. And if you do enough networking, you're going to figure it out really, really quick. Because if you figure out where the top wholesalers in your market are, then you're going to figure out what their marketing is. And I always tell everybody, I've said this a million times. Do not reinvent the wheel for your wholesaling. Do not try to be this like crazy person that tries to do the evolution of like the crazy thing. Don't be the person that invents the internet and the telephone, right? Let's look here. Let's look at Apple, okay? This is an Apple iPhone, right? Apple is the top, pretty much the top phone maker, top electronics maker by market capitalization in the entire, I think probably in the entire world. I think they're close to Sony or Samsung, but I'm pretty, let's do America. Apple's number 1. Apple didn't invent the smartphone. They didn't invent the smartphone. But what they did was they found someone who was really good at making smartphones. They pretty much didn't copy them, but they kind of built on that and built something better. And what I'm telling you is that's what you should be doing. Elon Musk, let's talk about Elon Musk. He wasn't the first person to make an electric car. There was Fisker, there's other ones that failed, right? But he built upon that. Jeff Bezos, he was not the first person to sell things on the internet, but he found the people that did that and he built upon that. You're sort of getting my jive more or less, that like you shouldn't reinvent the wheel. Find the best players in your market, sort of do what they're doing to a point, but make it better. And you're going to be an Apple, you're going to be like a Tesla, you're going to be one of these huge companies. Bill Gates, right? Microsoft was not the first internet company, more or less. It wasn't the first software company, right? Microsoft actually, this is a cool story. Microsoft actually bought their Windows. They actually bought it from a company and basically licensed it. And that's what their like first software was. Crazy. They didn't even like their first one. They just bought it from somebody for 50 grand and then sold it for like $1 million. They didn't really do anything to it. They did an operating system. Microsoft is literally built, one of the greatest companies of all time by profits. They literally built it by just buying somebody's software and then kind of just white labeling it with their own name and then basically using it for themselves. The greatest companies, the greatest entrepreneurs, they didn't invent things. Some more or less, but like most of them didn't. They built on things that already were working, already hot and doing well. So if you have somebody in your market that's really good at cold calling, really good at it, you should probably cold call those same lists and then get better at it. and you could become a lot better. I think that's one lesson I think a lot of people should understand about the top entrepreneurs, top people they build upon. Number 4, make a game plan. I think this is something a lot of wholesalers, a lot of people actually watch me and watch my content. They actually do this, and that's why I think a lot of people are more successful watching my stuff than with other gurus and coaches and stuff, because you really got to make a game plan. Well, you really look at sports, and I know some people don't like the sports examples, but it's true. Every great sports team, I don't care what sport, they all have a game plan. They're kind of not running in their guns blazing, like not knowing what to do, right? They have a game plan. If you look at the greatest militaries of all time, they never ran, like they never went somewhere and said, you know what, we're just going to play it by ear and just do whatever. Like, we're just going to do whatever, right? No, they have a game plan, right? The United States of America was not built on no game plans, and it was, right? The greatest conquerors of all time, the greatest military minds, the greatest entrepreneurs, they all had a game plan. So why do you think you're any different, right? Most successful people have a game plan. And if you want to be successful, you're going to have to do what successful people do. And if you don't, then you're not going to be successful. So you should make a game plan. And what is a game plan, right? Like we're not conquering a new country, right? Like we're not doing something crazy, but it's just a game plan. I mean, there's a lot of people in here that work out. They're super buff, right? A lot of them, they have a game plan, but they might say, well, I don't have a game plan. Well, what did you work out? Oh, I did arms today. Well, that was a game plan. You walked in there knowing what you were doing, right? Most people have a game plan that are successful or like really good at something. They had a game plan on getting there. And it's like a subconscious thing a lot of successful people have that you sort of have to say it, right? I notice it from a lot of people, and then you do it. Right? I sort of had a game plan starting out. So there's 2 game plans to create. There is a time budget, and then there is a money budget. Let's break down really quick what these 2 things are. Now, a time budget is basically a budget. Most people have money budgets. You know, I'm going to spend $500 on bandit signs or text blasting or cold calling or skip tracing or like whatever it is, right? They have a money budget, but they never create time budgets. And the 2 most valuable resources in business, especially real estate wholesaling, I don't care what business it is, it's time and money. Oh, time is money, right? Like you always hear that. But you can allocate money to something, but if you don't have the time to it, it might not work well. And if you have a ton of time and not no money, you can actually make it work. Time is the most valuable one. And it's crazy that entrepreneurs don't talk about this. Wholesaling, people in wholesaling don't talk about it, but a time budget. So I'm going to spend $500 on my marketing, and I'm going to dedicate 3 hours a day, 5 days a week to X amount of marketing, right? You need enough time budget and a money budget. It's super important, guys. Very, very important. Step 5, get a lead list. So now we're getting into the actual wholesaling part, right? We need to get a lead list. This is really, really important. Getting a lead list is going to be very important to your success. I had another thing on there, but all right. We're going to get a lead list. So what is a lead list? More or less, a lead list is just a list of motivated sellers that we're going to pull. This could be government lists. These could be hunting lists. This can be driving for dollars lists, reverse driving for dollars lists. There are so many type of things that you could possibly get a deal. I recommend for a lot of people starting out, do government lists and then reverse driving for dollars or drawing for dollars. These are just basically getting a list of people that potentially could want to sell their property for a deep discount. What could this be? Pretty much this could be a code violation where there is either probably tall grass on the property, and maybe if they're not taking care of the grass, they might just want to get rid of the property for cash. That actually might be a really good real estate wholesaling deal. Maybe drive around town, look for ugly looking houses, and when you find an ugly house, you can make a really good real estate wholesaling deal. I would probably do government lists. I would stick to code violations. I'll stick to probates. I'll probably stick to water shutoffs, and then do some reverse drawing for dollars. That's pretty much where I'd be right now if I was getting started in wholesaling real estate again, trying to get my first deal. So I would create a lead list. Next is, once you get that list, we're going to start marketing with your marketing channel to that list. So we're going to use that code violation example, right? We have a bunch of tall grass in Houston, Texas, right? And what I'm going to do is start marketing to the list. And the best analogy to this is going to be a bow and arrow. We have the bow, we'll move the arrow, right? Our bow is going to be the list, and then our arrow is going to be the marketing channel, right? And I don't think a lot of people are in archery, but you probably watch Hunger Games if you're young enough or something like that, and you know enough, right? Where if your bow's terrible and it breaks, I don't care about your arrow, it's just not going to be successful, right? And if you have the best bow in the world, but your arrow's terrible, if you put like a little I don't know where they come, a little Nerf. You put a little Nerf bow on it, like Nerf arrow. Like it's not going to do well at all, right? And so it's a yin and a yang. You're going to have to get a very good list, but you're also going to have to get a very good marketing channel. You're going to need both. If you have one that's not good and one that is good, it's not going to do well. So a code violation list is really good, but you have to find the right marketing channel for it, right? So what are good marketing channels for a code violation, right? I would say text blasting is really good. I love cold calling. It's probably going to be my favorite one. You can reverse drive for dollars, basically putting a yellow sticky note, say, hey, this is Zach, I had a quick question about the property. Please give me a call back, and you put it on there. There's so many ways to do this, but I think starting out, I really think cold calling is going to be probably the most effective one for most wholesalers. That's what I'd say. So you got to start using your marketing channel. Remember, we have our time budget and money budget to really break this all down. So the next one here, step 7, is once we start marketing, right, we're going to get leads. And what we're going to do is collect these leads in our CRM. Our CRM is basically a customer relationship manager. This is where we put our qualified leads. And I know this seems really confusing starting out for a lot of you guys out here, and I totally get it. This is part of the process, right? So a CRM is basically, if I can put in a sentence, is where we put our leads, right? So if I find someone in code violation who has tall grass and I call them and say, hey, are you the owner? Are you interested in selling the property? And they say, yes, I am. Tell me a little more about it, right? And we just have a general conversation. Scripts are at freewholesaling.com. Right there. And they might say, I'm looking to sell it. Oh, well, can you tell me a little about the property? Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's a 3-2, it's a 3-1, right? And they just talk about it's 1,000 square feet. And we just have a general conversation with it. So, well, is it okay if I meet you at the house in a couple days, so Friday? Oh, yeah, that works for me. Well, does 2 o'clock work for you? Perfect. And they're a very qualified lead, right? Or they got to call them back and set the appointment. I only put qualified leads in the CRM. And what is a qualified lead? Really, when I look at a qualified lead is if they have a motivation for selling the property. That's pretty much what, if they say yes, they want to sell. And if they want to sell it, that's pretty much the best way for it to be a qualified lead. Because if somebody wants to sell, I put them in the CRM because I'm going to hammer them with the follow-up. Like, I'm going to hammer them. And you should hammer them too. If you have a lead that wants to sell and there is some sort of motivation, right, you're going to be fine. A lot of these for sale by owners, I would not put them on the follow-up, but if there is a motivation, there's a pain point on it. Like I had a cold call yesterday, right? Like a lot of people were watching that. Someone said that this house was a burden to them and their husband. They wanted too much for the house. But I did hear that as a motivation, so that's something I'm going to follow up in the future for. A lot of people get really confused in wholesaling. They get a list of 1,000 code violations, and they want to put all that in their Podio. The Podio is only for qualified leads. You only want to have like, I don't know, a week if you're like going hard in the paint. 70, let's say 100 leads in a week if like you're going hard in the paint, right? That's a lot. Like that's a lot of leads. That's really a lot of leads, 100, right? But for a lot of newbie wholesalers, you might get 4 or 5 in a week, and then you got to be following up with that person every single week. It makes it a lot more simpler. Is it easier to follow up with 1,000 people a week or 5 people a week or 10 people a week, right? You want the best chance of getting the deal. So there's a method in my master. There's a reason why I tell you guys collect the leads and follow up with them, right? Use Podio. Podio is basically a software for your CRM. So it's basically it's a fancy spreadsheet, if I can sort of say it from like a macro level, right? It's a fancy spreadsheet where you put all the leads. It gives you little reminders. It's really confusing for a lot of people. A lot of people, oh, I'll give you $1,000. I'll set up a Podio account for you. Guys, it's pretty much an hour and a half tutorial of how to set up your Podio. It saves you about $500. It is at freewholesaling.com. It is the most in-depth Podio tutorial in the country, and I give it out all for free because the people need it, and I'm sick of these gurus charging for things, so I want to give it all for free. Now, what's up with the lead in the CRM here? We're going to meet with the seller, or if we're doing virtual wholesaling, right, we're going to do a virtual appointment with our seller. Really not that complicated, right? I mean, we're just going to meet the seller. We're going to do a virtual appointment. And if they want to sell it, we're going to go try to buy the house. And when we try to buy the house, remember, guys, in wholesaling real estate, we buy the house, we agree to buy the house, and we sell that piece of paper to a rich landlord, house flipper, and then we just basically sell the contract and make our check, and we're basically the middleman. I agree to buy a house for $100,000. I sign, I agree, Zach agrees to buy the house for $100,000, right? That's the point of meeting with the seller or doing your virtual appointments, just basically locking up the deal. My point here is to go meet with the seller, get an agreement on the price. I agree to buy your house for $100,000, right? And then we go find a rich landlord or a house flipper for maybe 100. So if I lock it for 100 for 110, and then that's a $10,000 finder's fee. That's a check I'll get, $10,000. That's the point of getting your first deal for wholesaling real estate, right? That's why everyone loves wholesaling, right? The point here on meeting with the seller and doing that appointment, a lot of people get really scared. They get sweaty. They get anxious about meeting with the seller. And really, you shouldn't be nervous. I think a lot of people get nervous because they feel like they have to force the seller, like a sale, because I think the Wolf of Wall Street's really changing a lot of people, right? Really, you don't force somebody to sell. Either they want to sell or not. It's like buying a car. I always use this analogy, and it's the best analogy possible. When you're trying to buy someone's car, you're not forcing them to sell you the car to them. I know there's an Office episode where Dwight was like, "Sell me this car now. You're going to sell it to me for this price." No, it's not like that. That's how much, like, it's a mutual agreement. If you want to sell it to me, I want to buy it at this price. Does that work for you? If it doesn't, I can walk on here. There's a million cars out here, right? There's a million houses out here. A lot of people feel like every lead is their do or die, and it's really not. There's so many leads you can get every single month. It's really a pitch. I've used this example, I think Sunday, right? Where it's like baseball, except there's no strikes. You just keep getting pitched. Every ball is a ball. Even if it goes line drive in the middle, right, it's still a ball. You can swing and miss. You don't get struck out. But the problem is most wholesalers, they have that bat and they just don't want to swing. They know if they swing and miss, it's not going to be a strike. Nobody ever knows about the strikes. They only know about the home runs, guys. Babe Ruth was one of the most striked out batters of all time. But you guys don't know about that. You only know that he's one of the most greatest home run hitters of all time, too. And you only know about his wins and his losses, right? So I think it's very, very important for this. So you got to meet the seller, do the virtual appointment. We're going to lock up the deal. That is the point here. That is what we're trying to do. That is the golden goose for the thing. So what we're going to do is, once they agree on a price, we're going to lock up the deal, basically sign a contract, a purchase and sale agreement to buy the property. And then once they sign that piece of paper, we're going to send that to a title company. Now at freewholesaling.com, we break down title companies. Now, if we're a beginner, we don't really want to get like too confusing with this. The title company is basically a third party who's pretty much going to give insurance to the house to make sure that it is the rightful owner. It's very standard in real estate. It won't cost you any money. Seriously, it still costs you $0 in wholesaling real estate. You don't have to pay the title company. It's the buyer's going to pay it. Don't worry. It's not going to cost you any money. Title company is actually a benefit for you because they're the ones that actually pay you. So for a wholesaler, what you have to understand about a title company really quick is basically in wholesaling. So let's say I lock up a deal for $100,000. I send that to a title company. And I find a buyer so I lock it up for $100,000. I find a rich landlord for $110,000, right? And I sign another contract. So there's two contracts in wholesaling. There's a purchase and sale agreement, and then there's an assignment of contract. I sign that purchase and sale agreement for $100,000 to purchase the property. And then when the rich landlord wants to buy it, and he wants to buy it for, let's say, $110,000, I'm going to sign an assignment of contract, basically selling that piece of paper for a $10,000 finder's fee. So on closing day, when everything's being sold, the buyer is going to give $110,000 to the title company. The title company is going to give that $100,000 to the seller that you agreed with, and then that $10,000, the title company signs a check to your name for $10,000. Usually it's an attorney, which it's all A-OK, all legal, because this is 100% legal. I'm not be talking about if it was not legal at all. So it's completely legal. So that's what I can tell you guys. Where we're starting out in this business. We're going to lock it up. We're going to go to the title company, and that's basically the point. The last part here is we're just basically going to send that deal to the cash buyer. If they want to buy it, they'll buy it. We're going to sign that contract, and then we're going to wait for closing day, and then boom, we get our check. That is the 10 steps to wholesale real estate. It's really simple. You know, technically 3 steps. I can really bring it down to 5 steps. So I don't want to get everyone blind right here, but let's do the 5. I can even simplify it even more if I had to, right? So let's get it here, right here. So these are the 5 steps, right? Like it's really, you can even break it down even more, right? If you like, you really want to get into just making it easier, right? Marketing, finding the distressed property, locking up the deal, finding the buyer, doing the walkthrough, closing day. That's pretty much it, right? Like A lot of people get really confused about wholesaling real estate. It all breaks down to those simple things. If you go to freewholesaling.com, break down the entire process. So let's see if the sun's going down at all. Sun going down here? Let's see if I can see if it's too bright. Am I too dark? I think I'm still too dark. Dang it. All right, whatever. Still beautiful out. I have a bunch of videos. So I feel bad we can't have a nice background. So I'll show you this really quick, and then we're going to get into the Q&A too. So a lot of people are wondering what I've been up to in Mexico. Let me show you really quick. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast here. I can virtually wholesale from here because that is the point of what I do. That's how I set up my business like this. Things have been a little hectic the last 3 years. Everyone knows about traveling. So I can finally now travel, which is really nice. So let me show you what I caught today. And then we're going to get into this. So where is it? Hold up. All right, it might take a second to load up. But let me answer some questions while I'm loading this up. First of all, I want to answer a question from Franklin. Franklin, I'm not going to be talking about anyone's software. If I don't talk about that software, there's a reason why. So for example, someone says, does this software work, guys? If it's not PropStream or Batch or anything that I talk about, I don't recommend that software. So hopefully it makes sense, Franklin. If I don't recommend the software, it's because I've checked out pretty much every software in wholesale. I'll tell you this straight up. I've checked out every software in wholesaling real estate. If it's not one that I mentioned, it's not one that I use or one that I actually think that's good. And some of these softwares are big scams. And I don't mention them on purpose. Okay, guys? So just FYI, I think a lot of people, does this software, does it? Guys, if I don't mention the software, probably not good, okay? So let's pull this up right here. All right. All right, this was fun. All right. Let's break down. We have a vlog. So I actually have a really nice, we have the really nice camera we brought with us. So we have like a really good vlog that'll come out probably in a week or two. We'll get it all edited and stuff. But this is the fishing picture today. So this was Rick today. Crazy. This was a striped marlin. Yeah, this was a striped marlin today. Massive, massive, huge. It's amazing. Pretty cool. So that was a big one. That was a biggie. We got a whole video on this. Pretty cool. That was another marlin. We caught like 6 today, which is insane. These things are like insane. This is pretty cool. And then what else? I was wholesaling. This is me with another marlin today. Crazy big. It was huge. But yeah, that's why I'm all the way here with the crazy internet. So I can catch fish like this, which are insane. So yeah, that is why we do what we do. So I can do like 3 deals today by just sitting on a boat and really catch fish like this. Absolutely amazing. But we got the vlogs, we got the really nice stuff. We'll be working on that stuff, right? But give a sneak peek of what I'm up to, right? Like I ain't here for my own good, right? There's a reason why I'm out here, right? Having a good time. Now, we released all the fish. I'll say that on YouTube. But yeah, the marlin, you got to let them go. They're such beautiful creatures. But love to do it. So this is a good question. Let's answer some. I got to look down on the laptop while I'm answering some of these. But like, so Michael says, how much is your CRM cost per month? My CRM costs $0 per month. Now, why do you think I recommend Podio, guys? It costs $0. I'm not here to charge you. I'm not no stinking guru. I could probably charge $50 a month for a CRM. Guys, it's so stupid, okay? So stupid. Insane. Stupid, okay? Crazy. But no, I give it out for free. It's Podio. It's all good. Sullivan says, what bait do you use? Where do they have it out here? I think little tuna. Yeah, little tuna. Little tuna for the marlin. But yeah, kind of crazy. Let's see. Yeah, sure. You can ask as many questions as you want. I'm always here to help anyone out here. Yeah, someone says, catch any swordfish. Yeah, it'll be uploaded as a video. I got a ton of videos and stuff on it. But yeah. Guys, I'm always here to help everyone out here. Yeah, Justin, I'll tell you this really quick, okay, Justin? I did not catch any swordfish. Those swordfish are like a 5-hour fight. I'm not here to spend 5 hours catching a swordfish. I've been through it. All right, let's see. I think I can hop on the pod. Yeah, let me look at the thing. Just give me another email. A little crazy, but yeah. So let's break this all down. So let's see what other questions we got. We're going to do our one-on-ones today because we do have our one-on-ones. So let me answer a couple really quick questions really quick. And then let's see here. So let's answer some quick questions. So Michael says, freewholesaling.com has all your videos. It has most of my videos. I think it's the thing about freewholesaling.com I do want to tell everybody is it doesn't have every single video. I literally have thousands of videos about wholesaling real estate. And if I have 1,000 videos, it's just going to be really confusing. I probably broke it down to the modules probably have 60 videos on them. So you can just watch from start to finish and really understand what to do to get your first 100K in wholesaling. And then I have 30 videos on the last one, the 30-day wholesaling challenge. Everyone at freewholesaling.com on the bottom here can join, where they're already pre-recorded for you because we did a live one. That's kind of the recording of it, where for every day for 30 days as a beginner, you learn an aspect of wholesaling, and it's all in basically in order, chronological order of wholesaling real estate. So day 1, it's going to tell you this is what we're going to do. Day 4, you're going to start doing this, and then 6, 7, all the way to 30, right? It breaks it down. So boom. Let's see here. Adrian says, Zach, wait, have you conquered your real fear, Zach? I only got one fear, and that was the fear of being broke. And I think I conquered that fear. So I've got natural fears, great white sharks, snakes, poisonous scorpions outside of Mexico, right? Like there's natural fears, right? But I mean, the fear of being broke is probably the scariest one, of not taking care of my family. And I feel like I've conquered that one pretty easily. But it was definitely very hard to do. But like not crazy fears, right? I think pretty natural ones, right? Fear of crazy stuff. But yeah. So let's kind of talk about one-on-ones, guys. If you don't join me and talk to me one-on-one, just go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. That's my free real estate wholesaling group where I teach everyone about how to get into wholesaling real estate. If you go to the featured, it should pop up right there on the StreamYard link. Anyone in the comments can actually help you out and show you exactly how to do it very well. So without further ado, let's start talking to some people one-on-one, and let's see how I can help everyone out. So first person we have here, and let me know if this is lagging or anything. I see if there's anything I can do to it. But yeah. All right, let's see. We got Michael. Michael, what is up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, dude. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying, man. So I started wholesaling or like learning it on July 5th. And so I've been watching your YouTube channel. So thank you to you and Rick. So I started and like I'm just like struggling to find people and just like I don't know, like I need to get a wholesale deal done in like the next month, and like I really want to, and I'm like getting ready to go like all in, like get rich or die trying. So like I don't know, man. It's just like I'm just here to like ask you like how should I approach this? Like I like 30 days, I need to figure this out, like all in.
Let's talk, bro. What market are you in?
So I'm in the Baltimore County.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of good wholesalers in Baltimore, so that shouldn't be hard. I've wholesaled in Baltimore.
Good.
Virtually, dude. So you have a big advantage over me because you live there, right?
Yeah.
How far are you from like Baltimore, like the
From
city?
the city?
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Okay. Are you still in Baltimore County? Like what general
I'm in
vicinity city are you in?
Reisterstown, Owings Mills area. I don't know if you know where that is.
How do you spell that?
Reisterstown.
Reisterstown,
Reisterstown.
Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look this up.
I believe the median home price is like $380, I believe. I don't know if that's important or not. Saw you were
It's not
talking
bad.
about that.
Okay. I mean, the population's not massive, but
It's
I
like
think the general county's not bad at all. So, okay. How much time do you got to do wholesaling?
how much time I can literally spend all day every day, man. I'm full like I gotta get this. I'm figuring this out.
Okay. So, what's your time budget?
How much like time a day? I can do like 8, 9, 10 hours. I can do it.
Okay. What's your money budget?
So I have maybe a little under 500.
Okay. Do you have a car?
Yeah.
All right. I would say the best use of $500 in wholesaling real estate right now is I would probably pull your code violations, your water shutoffs, and then I would drive for dollars, and then I would reverse drive for dollars, all those lists, and use $500 for gas and sticky notes. It's probably gonna be your best case. And then I would cold call all the code violations. They didn't call you back.
I got PropStream now, and I was using that to try and pull leads. And so when I would like look up houses, I don't remember if it
Michael,
was,
did I tell you to use PropStream?
no, you didn't, but I already bought it, and
Did I tell you to use PropStream?
not right now, no.
Here's the problem, bro. You can pull 10,000 high equity leads right now. Are you gonna spend $1,000 on PropStream to skip trace it? Do you have $1,000? You got $500.
I will skip tracing on True People Search.
You can use PropStream for pre-foreclosures if you want to reverse drive for dollars. Use the drawing for dollars app that is included on PropStream, but that's not what I said, man. Right? Like the problem with PropStream is with that little of a budget, I don't think PropStream's really going to be what you need to be doing.
Mhm.
Right?
Is it not as good to pull leads off of PropStream than compared to
It is, but when you have $500, it's you can pull 10,000 high equity, like really high quality leads, but you can't skip trace them. 10,000 on triplesearch.com is going to take you forever, bro.
Yeah, because I was doing like tax delinquency, like vacants and all that. And I was going to True People Search, and like every time I would skip trace it, it would say like below like previous address and that like it was like sold or whatever, like a
So
couple.
reverse drive for dollars.
Yeah, so
You don't have to skip trace.
yeah, so I went with my friend, and so we didn't go for long. I believe he had work, or I don't remember something, but I dropped like 15 off, and I believe I got 6 contacts back. 2 people were looking to sell. One of them, something went wrong, and then the other person like was like either asking for like too much money or like something also went wrong. So like 6 people contacted me back out of 15. So I have like sticky notes all written out.
15?
I did 15 at first. I have about
50 or
85
15? 1-5?
Hmm?
How many sticky notes did you put out?
Yeah, I left 15 at the time, but I'm gonna go back and do more. I have
15.
85 more. I'm gonna do those.
So 13%
Yeah,
wanted to sell, dude.
yeah, I know, and that's so I can do that tomorrow. Like whole day, I have 85 ready to go.
Michael.
And I'm go. So
Michael, what you say and what you do are completely different. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. You telling me right now you've committed that you have 8 hours to spend, and you have $500. So you should, at minimum, by the end of this week, put at least 100 out.
I'll do it tomorrow. I'm so serious. Like
Do
like
it.
100%. Like get rich or die trying. I'm getting this done. Like.
Well, you don't have to die for this.
Well,
Okay.
you get what I'm saying, but that's like my phrase. Like I have to get this done. I'm figuring this out like 100%. So I'm gonna do reverse driving for dollars tomorrow. I'm gonna drop off 100. I think.
Okay, Michael. Just know that like your worth as a human being is not you doing a wholesaling deal. It's important, but it's not everything, right?
I know, but to me, like it's like really key because like I'm losing my mind with this. Like I feel like I have
It's
to get
key.
this. Like, huh?
I get it, dude. I love it.
I have
Speak
to.
with your actions.
I'm so serious. I'm gonna do in 30 days. I'll be back on here with you, and I'm gonna show you that I got the deal done. Like me telling you this is kind of like putting me in a position where I have to figure this out, and I'm gonna figure this out.
Do 100 and then come back next week and let me know what the results are.
All right, I'm gonna drop off 100, and then
What's going on with those 2 that wanted to sell?
Hmm?
What's going on with those 2 that wanted to sell?
What happened with the 2?
Yeah.
Trying to remember what happened. One of them, I think, I called back and was like, "I'm looking to sell," but like, I asked him like, he was saying something about like he bought it and he's trying to sell it, and he's like trying to repair it and like he's trying to wholesale it, and
Okay.
so, huh?
Okay.
So he was trying to wholesale it, and then I looked up the um ownership or whatever, and it was like under like some other name or some company, and so I didn't understand
Okay.
it. I was just like, and they like owed a lot on the house or something, and they were asking for like 195 on a house that's like not realistic. So I was just like, that's probably not gonna work out.
How much did he buy it for?
I do not remember. I'd have to look that up.
You bought PropStream. You should know that.
Yeah, I know. I'd have to go look. I don't remember exactly at the time because this was
All
I
right.
think Thursday, maybe
Did you
last
write
week.
that in your Podio?
No, I don't. I have like a notebook where I'll write like everything down
Why
in
do
it
you use
too.
Podio?
Because I didn't actually think I might have heard about it once, but I told myself I was just gonna use my notebook. But I'll start using Podio.
Michael,
I wrote down Podio on my notebook as on this
it's
screen
all in
right now.
freewholesaling.com. What's step 2 to get your first deal?
Step 2 that you said today.
Yes.
I don't. I wrote down 1 and 4. I don't remember the second one.
Why don't you write down all 10? Do you want to get your first deal?
Huh?
Do you want to get your first deal?
I of course want to get my first deal
Why don't you write down the 10 steps to get your first deal?
because I can always come back to the video. That was my like thought, but
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you, man.
I
Step
know,
2 is get knowledgeable.
I know like I might be doing something wrong. Like I'm gonna.
What's step 7? Put the lead in your CRM. You don't have a CRM.
Yeah,
You have a
I remember
notepad.
seeing the CRM. I wrote down Podio equals CRM. Like I was gonna go to Podio after this. I wrote it down right here.
Michael, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18, dude. At 18, I've lost so much stupid stuff because I was a complete idiot. I'm still a complete idiot. If you have a notepad and you lose that notepad, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You need a CRM and it's free. It costs $0.
Ah.
Go to freewholesaling.com, spend an hour and a half after this because you have 8 hours you said you're dedicated to this, and just make a CRM. Make a Podio, it's free, and write down your leads on there.
Okay. All right, so I'll do Podio. So my first step will be Podio. Figure out Podio, like the CRM stuff.
10 steps.
Yeah. First driving for dollars tomorrow. And then from there, just keep doing other
You need
code
to reverse drive
violations.
for code violations too.
Code violations. Was that on PropStream or I don't remember that being there.
Nope. It's in freewholesaling.com though. Gotta go in code enforcement and pull it.
All right, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna pull the code violations and I'm gonna get this done.
Michael, I've taught a lot of people in Baltimore how to get their first deal. I know it works there. Okay?
Yeah.
I've wholesale deals in Baltimore. I know it works. There's a reason why I'm telling you this stuff. I don't say this to blow smoke out my ears to make myself feel good, right? Between you and me, Michael, I'm saying this respectfully. If you get your first deal, it doesn't make me any more money or not. I want to help you make your first deal. I'm saying I have no incentive to help you out, but I have all the incentive in my heart to help you. And so there's no way you're going to pay me a course. There's none of this. There's no financial incentive in me making money on this. I'm telling you what's going to work. It might not be the sexiest thing in the world, but that's what's going to work. So I want you to write this down on the notepad, okay?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the 3 leads you have to pull.
3 leads.
Code violations, water shutoffs.
Violations. Water shut off.
And then I want you to write down those 2 leads. We're going to reverse drive for dollars those leads.
Reverse driving for dollars.
And then when we're driving between those leads, we're going to drive for dollars in between those. So if 123 Main Street's a code violation and then 124 4th Avenue is a water shutoff, we're going to drive for dollars in between those areas and then around those areas.
Drive for dollars in between the 2 areas.
Yeah,
right?
so when I see that ugly looking house, I'm going to get out of my car and slap that sticky note on there. Hey, this is Michael. I have a quick question about your house. Please give me a call back.
Yeah, because my sticky note here, I wrote, I have a quick question about your house, Michael, phone number. That's what I wrote. That's good?
That's not what I said. I said, hey, this is Michael. I have a quick question about your house. Please give me a call back.
Okay.
I have done hundreds of different ways of doing the ad copy on that one. The one that I said has the best results. You want to intrigue people.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds more personal when you do it like that. So we're going to reverse drive for dollars those 2 lists, and then we're going to do some driving for dollars in between those lists. And If you spend 5-6 hours a day on that, $500 in gas, you will get a deal.
Bro, I'm so serious. I'm gonna do this. I do appreciate, like, I've been watching like literally like over 90% of yours and Rick's content. I'm literally putting this to use, like, even like this, what I wrote on the sticky note was from like a previous video that I heard. It was like literally word for word. And
Good.
so I do appreciate the content. I do. That's why I'm here. Like, I'm
You
here
are
to
the content now. You're on the content now. I love it.
Yeah, man.
You're
It's just
actually
like,
participating.
yeah, I know I'm making like a lot of like silly mistakes probably here and there.
No, you're
like,
not making silly mistakes.
I
But
know,
there's
but
one thing about watching a video and one thing about participating in the video. Okay?
mhm.
And what I can tell you is cut all the other videos out that I'm doing and like listen to what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you to pull code violations, pull the water shut off list, reverse drive for dollars that, drive for dollars in between, and reverse drive for dollars all those lists, and keep repeating till you get deals. And get a CRM on that I teach on freewholesaling.com. It's obviously for free.
I'll do
If I
that.
make a video about pre-foreclosures tomorrow, don't be like, oh, I got to do that. No, that's what I told you. Okay?
Yeah, I will do this. And I'm not 100% sure how to pull the code violations and water shutoffs. I can look that up, but like, do you know exactly like how to do it? Is there like a place I go or online?
I would go in person to the code enforcement department.
Code enforce. So go in person to the code enforcement department and ask for those lists.
Yes, freewholesaling.com. I teach all about it.
For sure, man. I think I got pretty much the information, and I'll probably come back on, talk to you over the next coming time just to make sure to keep up.
I don't want to talk to you until you do 100.
So I do
Or
100.
if you have a question about something. Like,
You're talking about 100 reverse drive for dollars ones?
yeah, put 100 out.
Yeah. I'm so like I'm gonna get that.
All right, and if you have a question like they said no on the water shut off, they said no on this, then I'll help you out with that.
Yeah.
But I want you to focus on getting that 100 out.
All right, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get a wholesale deal done in 30 days, man. I'm gonna pull this off. I'm so serious.
All right, man.
Do you believe? Do you believe? Because I believe, man. I'm feeling this. You feeling this?
I don't know. You got to prove yourself.
I'm gonna prove it, man.
I've talked to a lot of people. I've told them to do 100 reverse drive for dollars leads. Half of them I never see again, and half of them do it.
Well, I'm gonna be
And they all said they're going to do it.
Well, it's a different story here. I'm gonna do it. I'm telling you.
All right, well, get back to me. Let me know the results.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate talking to you.
I believe you can do it. Anyone can do it.
I can do. I'm doing this, man. I'm doing this all in, man.
All right.
All in.
Repeat back to me what you got to do.
All right, man. Oh, what I'm gonna do? I'm
Repeat back to me.
gonna pull the code violations list. I'm
For
gonna
the
pull
past
the water shut off list. I'm
Okay.
gonna reverse drive for dollars and drive for dollars in between those two areas. Drop off 100 sticky notes, and I'm gonna set up a podium.
Sounds really good. The quick tip I give to you on the code violations, make sure they are for tall grass. Make sure they're for structural damage and maybe mold or mildew. I would probably just do those starting out.
Tall grass.
If you're in Baltimore, tall grass is going to be the best one, but I'd probably do the other ones. If you can request it for the past 30 days, all open active ones.
Yeah, so tall grass, structural damage, and what was the third one? It was
like mold or mildew if they have that. They're all different, right? I have code violation videos, which you probably should watch at freewholesaling.com, which kind of breaks that down a little more, but I don't think you can go wrong with that list.
I'm excited. I'm about to do this, man.
All right, you got this, man.
Man, let's get this. I'm so
Let's
serious.
get it. All right.
man.
Keep it up, bro.
All right, man. Have a
Hopefully
good day.
talk to you soon, man. Good luck.
For sure. You'll hear from me again. Bye.
All right. Can't wait. I like it. I like the attitude of Michael. I like it, you know. All right, who we got next? Fernando.
What's up, Zach? How you doing?
Speaking of people I've told what to do, and they listened to me, and they did well with it. So I love it. What's up, Fernando?
Nothing, man. I'm here to talk about Loki. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding, man. I just saw you mention it the other day on another live, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe he watches the same show.
Loki's such a narcissist. He fell in love with himself.
I know, man. and it messed up the timeline.
It's weird, man. All right, what's up?
No, so I'm actually here because I was just done cold calling, right? And so I cold calling, got 3 hot leads on that one just from this session. I swear, cold calling them, and then the people who don't answer, reverse driving for dollars. It's killer. It's killer.
Smart.
Yeah. But I had a question. So this one was about, so this person is in probate. And I'll be honest with you, man, I haven't watched a lot about probate just because I've been focusing on code violations.
You're in Florida though, so I'm actually very like a lot of people I'm saying like I'm not that knowledgeable in your state. I'm very knowledgeable in Florida for it. So it's definitely the right one.
Awesome. So I'll probably go back and watch all the videos you have on probate, but I just want, I'm taking advantage of the live right now, so like you can give me like the.
Of course.
So she said that it's her parents' house. They both died. It's going through probate right now, but she said she can't sell it because it's going through probate. Now I've heard Rick say that, you can definitely, you can go through a wholesale deal while it's still in probate, but I don't know anything about it. So I'll watch the videos, but I just want to get your take on it.
Watch the videos on it. Talk to her tomorrow. He's hopping on tomorrow. So he's fishing on a penguin tomorrow. I'm going to be on there too. It'll be fun. But he'll be on tomorrow with me. But you can in Florida, and I'm not a lawyer, CPA, financial advisor, none of this stuff. In Florida, I have 5 active contracts right now where probate isn't closed. I have it locked up, and I'm going to host. I've done a ton this year just in the state of Florida. Gotcha. Basically, what I've done, I could have done this in Pensacola, same legal thing, right? Yeah. You can put it under contract. Probate pretty much still has to go through, but you can still go into a contract to buy it.
Gotcha.
And now you can go in the contract, and then you can kind of expedite the probate process from there. You're going to need an attorney, everything like that. Like, it does get a little more complicated. Gotcha. But the more complicated a deal is, you've seen every 100K deal I've done pretty much as a probate, right? Like okay. So the more complicated your deal, the more you're probably gonna get paid on it, right? So it's very, very valuable. And the coolest part about a probate, man, which nobody talks about, which it's kind of a little different now, but like I used to make a ton of money doing this, where I lock it up in January, and the probate takes like 4 or 5 months, and then I sell it in like June, and the property appreciated in value, right?
I got you.
It's a lot more money. Like, it's great. You probably have to get a hold of a probate attorney, but I would probably lock up the deal. And if they have a question, right, I would see if your title company is knowledgeable about this, and then I would have the seller talk to the title company about this too, or if there is a lawyer at your title company.
Yeah,
there should be one.
I have one. Yeah, I got one of the title companies that I have. The guy's a lawyer. He's dealt with probate before.
Is he an owner of the title company?
Yeah.
So this is great because you don't have to pay the guy. He gets paid with dealing with you, right? I would probably go in person or talk to the lawyer guy, the owner. Talk to him as an owner, not a lawyer, right? As a business person. Hey, I have a seller. She has a bunch of questions. I want to bring this deal with you. And then possibly you can be the attorney for this, right? She might have some questions. What I love doing is I get this all the time. Like, you know what? You're 18 years old, Zach. This is like when I was 18. I don't know if I trust you with this. You're not a lawyer. Hey, guess what? They trust me in buying the house, but not the lawyer stuff. Why don't we meet at my attorney's place, title company, right? Yeah. And he will have he'll talk to you for free. He's my lawyer. Technically, he's your lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. And you can ask him any questions. He doesn't care if I buy this thing for $1 or $5 or $5 million. He's an attorney, right? He doesn't care. Okay. So, and he will answer all your questions for you. And he's a lawyer, right? And what that attorney is basically going to say is, yeah, Fernando can go buy the house. I'll probably help you, blah, 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 legal schmeagle thing, right? That's going to go over your head, my head, everyone's head, right? But the gist of it is you can lock it up. He can help expedite the process. And if the heirs are good with it, whatever price you agree on, they're going to get for the house. And if there's no crazy heirs or something, you're going to be fine. But since you're a young gun like me, you want to shift the authority or the credibility to the lawyer, because it sounds like, oh my God, Fernando's got a probate attorney. Oh God, right, legit, right? And you go meet them at the title company, and they lock up the deal and use him as a title company. He's okay with it because he's getting paid.
For sure.
The attorney. You don't have to pay the attorney, so it's great.
Yeah, that's that's really gonna work because so when I was talking to her, she was like, if it were up to me, if it was mine, this thing would already be sold. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dang, I really wish I knew how to deal with probates. I'll go back and watch the videos.
And guess
But
what?
yeah,
You can sign the deal at the title company too.
yeah, for sure. So I can lock it up now. So, what would you think? So should I call her and be like, hey, it turns out I did a little bit of research and it turns out you can sell it to me even if it's during the probate process.
Not research. Not research. That doesn't give you an authority. I talked to my lawyer.
Okay, I got you. You're right.
Right? Authority. And we can do it. If you have any questions, we can go meet at his office and we can answer all of his questions. Then we can get something done right there.
Okay.
That sound like something you can do?
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
And guess what he's going to say? Oh, this contract's fine. Right? He's also going to say that because you've wholesaled with it before probably, right? So boom. And this goes, if you have a seller that's kind of like wishy-washy, oh, I don't know about this. This seems kind of sketchy. Well, why don't we go with my lawyer and we talk about it?
Okay.
I love being at the title company.
Yeah. And so that should be the first thing, right? But what about like negotiating price and all that stuff? Should that be after that, or what do you think?
An unanswered objection is going to be the biggest killer to a deal. Okay. So if she has an objection already about if it's legal or whatever, I would not even get into the negotiations because she's already like, I don't know if this Fernando guy, right?
Okay.
So I would get a ballpark range if you can, and then I would have her speak with the attorney and then get it locked up from there.
I gotcha. And this might be nitpicking, but does it have to be in person? Can we not have like a 3-way call or something? That's,
You can have a 3-way call, but it just sounds more legit.
I gotcha. All right.
I mean, if it's right there in Pensacola, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, it's literally like 10 minutes from where I live. Super close.
Yeah. Because when you just say, hey, why don't you just meet at my attorney's office? It just sounds like, oh my gosh, this guy's legit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll definitely do that then. I'll have to call them probably tomorrow. I'll probably call them tomorrow and see what else to do with it. Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I've saved, because if it's like, all right, I got 3 wholesalers calling me and this Fernando guy wants me to speak with his attorney and like get it done right now. And you sound way more legit.
Gotcha.
Should I sell this deal to the guy with the attorney or the guy without the attorney? Whoa.
Yeah. It
I've
makes
seen
sense.
a lot of deals doing it, man. It's definitely a little more advanced, but it's a little card trick you can put out, and I've got a lot of deals from it. So that was great you put out. I think a lot of people are going to learn a lot from that. That's pretty cool.
Okay. I'll definitely update. Man, I got some stories I'd like to tell you about what's been going on. I'll tell you some other time. But it's been a crazy ride, man. Been a crazy, crazy ride.
Any more deals?
I got one locked up right now.
Awesome, dude. Why don't you get that closed? And then we'll put you on the podcast and you can tell the story to everyone.
Oh man, I don't think I'm that cool yet. I don't think I'm that
Get the
cool.
deal done, dude. It's inspirational, man.
I guess. Yeah, for sure, man. It's just like I'm telling you, man, cold calling all of those lists and then the people who don't answer or you just put sticky notes on them. It's killer, man.
Dude, it's inspirational, man. Like everyone that is your age can be like, wow.
That's just a bunch of leads, like hot leads,
Yeah. Dude, a lot of people in your background can really relate to your story when you reveal it, right? So I'll get you on. I got to get Sullivan on. I got a lot of people I got to put on because so many people are getting their deals reaching out to me. But get that deal locked up and we can talk about your story.
All right, man. Sounds good. Zach, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Next time we'll talk about the Avengers and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they got the new Avengers coming out the next 2. That's going to be when I'm like 45 years old, so whatever. But I'll talk about it later, man.
All right, man. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Take care.
Hey. All right. I think it sucks about the Avengers. I already know how it's going out. I heard Secret Wars. I know Kang. I know all this stuff. I'm watching a movie about stuff I already know. It's like reading a book and then watching the movie. Like, it's probably low-key. I don't even know what's going to go on in that. So it's pretty cool. And don't even start on Thor. All right. Joel.
I'm here. I'm here.
What's up? How are you?
How's it going, man?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Man, last time we spoke, you told me to go back on the live and tell you my plan, but I get out of work so late. By the time you start your live, I've been like waiting, and I can't get to you. But anyways, thank you again, man, for the help and your availability, man, for people like me.
Of course, man.
Um,
I make time for it, dude. I couldn't do 5, but I still make time for you guys.
No,
I commit to myself.
I really appreciate it.
But I can't tell you to be consistent if I can't be consistent. So
That's true. And again, go Dolphins all day, every day.
Okay.
But yeah, you told me to get a plan. I went back to like my basics because I overanalyze everything. I've like created like 3 different freaking like Excel spreadsheets to
You're
try
too
to
smart.
like,
You're your own good.
yeah, to like try to get like ARVs and all this stuff. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I set up my text messaging again because I work a lot, so I don't really have time to cold call, but and I started looking at the code violations and all that stuff because I was just using. I mean, I know that you and your dad really focus on like the code violations and probates and stuff like that, but I got a large list of like vacant with high equity. Do you think that's a good list to do?
How big of a list?
Huh?
How big of a list?
I got PropStream a while back, so I actually have 2 lists.
Like skip traced.
Yeah, yeah, they're skip traced too. Yeah, it's like 14,000. I used to drive trucks, so like I've seen a lot of the country, so I've kind of like researched the small cities or like the cities that I think that I have like a good opportunity to wholesale. But I do wholesale. I want to wholesale here in Florida. This is where I'm at. I'm in Tampa, so but I don't know if that's a good list to just text blast.
Is it Tampa, or is it like Plant City, Tampa?
No, I'm in Tampa. I'm like 2 blocks away
Tampa?
from the Buck Stadium.
Oh snap! All right, you're in Tampa,
So,
Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
but and soon I'm gonna be JVing with you something. But that was my question. I wanted to know if you think that would be a good, at least starting point, because I know that I'm gonna blow by a lot of the maybes or just not that good, deals because I'm just texting. I'm just trying to, kind of nitpick since I'm at work for like 10 hours a day. So I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
You can do 14,000. Are you going to be able to cold call or text blast 14,000?
Yeah. I mean, I have
an ability to, then do it.
I have a pretty decent job. I'm not like that young kid, which I give him props. He got $500 and he's pushing it, but I'm okay. I don't, I'm not in that situation.
Well, you have
so
2 resources, man. You have time and money. You have the money, just on the time.
Yeah, I don't have the time. So
we're going to use money to help you buy the time.
Yeah.
So I would probably try text blasting that list. Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably going to be the most efficient time one, or hire a VA to cold call for you, which I'd probably say text blasting is going to be better.
Okay.
500 a day, 1,000 a day. I think, honestly, 500 a day for 25 days, Monday through Friday, after work, for probably a month, will probably get you that 14,000, right?
Yeah, I have it for 400, just so I can kind of like spread it throughout. Yeah, 400 a day.
That's perfect. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. I'm on it. So, but yeah, and I was gonna ask you too. I kind of read over the contract that you have, and that was like what I talked to you about last time. That after I had the contract, the lady kind of ghosted me, and I needed to get a signature from her because I didn't use your contract. This was before I found you.
Okay.
So the contract that I had, it was already in title and everything, and they needed a signature from her for me to cancel the contract. and I read your contract, and I'm still not like I'm like 90% understanding the verbiage, but does your contract also require something like that, or is just like as long as is I send her or him like a written notification of some sort saying, "Hey, I'm canceling the contract." Do I need a
Yeah.
signature from
With the
them?
inspection period.
I have it for 15 days.
So within 15 days, if you leave an email, voicemail, text, I would do that and a call. And then written communication. As long as written communications can be fine.
Okay, because that was the problem that I had. That's what scared me from doing, from trying to wholesale, because the contract that I use, it didn't specify that, I guess, and
Yeah.
they
That's why
had,
I specify it.
yeah. Okay,
What
so
we have to understand is,
I read it over, and I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't really understand it all totally, so I wanted to, kind of confirm that with you.
let me make my lawyer mad and tell you the truth, not the legal truth, the real truth. You could, in 30 days, just ghost the seller. Nothing's really going to probably happen, right? But this is why I talk about worst case scenario. You get sued for not executing the contract. Like, that'd be stupid, right? Like, that'd be ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But like, it happens 1 out of a million, right? What is the lawyer going to, what is the attorney going to, the judge? Joel, you owe whatever this amount, right? You have to spend 100K, right? You're going to put a big judgment. Well, I did a inspection period and I got without the 15 days. Oh, really? Well, Mr. Seller says you didn't. Well, here's an email, okay? 14 days after stating.
Yeah.
Oh, it's written. Because now, but what happens? Oh, I called her. Oh, Joel didn't call me. Well, I called you. Well, you called me, but you didn't say that. It's a he said, she said. A text, email, voicemail, and something to a title company shows it. So, like, what would happen? You might get threatened to sue or whatever, and then if their attorney you show the attorney that you have written communication, like, oh, there's no case here. Okay, no, like that's worst case scenario. I'm trying to help like everyone. As long as you do a written communication with my contract, you're fine.
Okay, cool. All right, man.
I think it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to like truly understand. That's like my biggest fear now.
It shouldn't be a fear.
Yeah.
Every real estate contract has to inspect you. I've told everyone. I've been selling these flips. These are first-time home buyers. Oh my God, I saw a crack on the stucco outside. I went out of the contract on the last day. Like a teacher, right? Like,
yeah,
is the buyer. People get out of contracts all day, every day. Realtors do actually more than wholesalers. It's standard.
Okay. I thought it was something that rarely happened, to be honest.
No, I thought that too until I started selling houses. All the time, dude. All the time.
Okay. All right. So I just need to be prepared. I mean, honestly, you help with my confidence with that stuff. Like you said, get a plan, and I was like, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what's gonna happen, and I did it. You know what I'm saying? It's already. I started yesterday with the text messaging.
I'm a lot like you, man. I like overanalyzing. I always want to know the worst case scenarios of everything, right?
I'm over here looking at stats and percentages, and I'm like, I need to stop doing that.
I'm just like you, but the problem is when I figured out that just taking action and not overthinking actually gives me better results.
Yeah.
I was smart enough to know that that's what I should do.
Yeah.
And knowing my worst case scenario is I get out of the contract. That's it, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The only thing you ever do, the only time you get sued in wholesaling is if you steal someone's deal or somebody steals your deal and you're suing them. Or you do something like blatantly illegal, right? Like you forge signatures. But I feel like, like you're a good person, right? You know what's right or wrong.
Yeah,
right?
that's
a good moral compass.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I would never, that's something that, I mean, I would love to help people, when they have a tough situation. Because I've been there myself. I lost a house when I was much younger. So I know how it feels. So that's one of the reasons. I mean, I have my whys, but that's one of the reasons too. So
I'll get going, man. You know what to do.
All right, man. Well, I don't want to take more of your time because I know there's other people waiting, but thank you again, man. You guys are the MVPs, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it, bro. So if you are looking to get in texting though, since you're an over analytical person, which is good, what you need to understand about text blasting is once you're texting is really weird because you have to have all this different ad copy, right? And you're going to be testing. Well, this one got 80% delivery. This one got 90%. This one got a 5% response rate. This one got a 15% response rate.
Yeah.
Let's start doing more of this.
Okay.
Then that's when you get into statistics. I've done thousands of ad copies, and I have like 50 that work the best. And that's what I do.
Okay.
So as long as you know that, spinner tokens, all that, like you got to do some research, right? But once you get it down pat, you'll do well.
Okay. I know about the spin tokens. I have that on my on the system that I use.
Whatever system you use. But as long as you got that in place, you know how to do the ad copy the right way, you're gonna be fine.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate your bow and arrow, man. So if your bow's good and your arrow sucks, so like I don't know which one's good or bad, so you're gonna have to figure that out.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate it. Have a great one, bro.
All right. You too.
Great questions, guys. All right, are we good on this side? Let's see. The sun's going down. All right, is this better? Am I bright enough? I don't think so, right? Let's see here. Let's answer some questions while we're doing this. Where are we? My screen's weird. There we go. All right, let's answer some questions.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm blessed, man. How can I help you out? What's up?
So, quick question. I'm debating going back to cold calling because I told you about this a couple of weeks ago. I've been using REI Reply to text blast, and I know you didn't recommend it for a specific reason because it's not the greatest, and I've just been using it for the price. And my deliverability has been 44%, and I just pulled a list of 4,500 high equity vacancies, and I'd love to text blast this list, but with such a low deliverability, I'd only be contacting like under 2,000 people. And at that point, it's like, is it even worth it? But I've been considering blasting the list and then cold calling the people who the text blaster doesn't reach.
What list is this?
High equity vacancies.
Okay. I mean, test it. I mean, you got to test it, right? I can tell you what works. I can tell you not. I would probably test and see what's working or not. How's your ad? Is it your delivery is 45? Have you used like the double whammy script I've been saying?
I used one script you gave out a while ago. I don't know how long ago. It's just hey, is this the owner of so and so?
Yeah, I would use my double whammy script. Test it out. I don't care what service you use. Most of them are using Twilio integrations on it. So what you have to understand about SMS text blasting, which I wish you watched the videos because it helps you. I promise you. I do a lot of texting, so I know what works and know what doesn't, right? A lot of the carriers currently right now, as of this video, if you use anything in a keyword,
it gets blocked right away.
It gets blocked. Use house, like interested,
property, stuff like that, yeah.
You know it all. But if you get a reply back,
then you can say whatever.
Yeah. So use a double whammy. Okay.
That's kind of what that's what I've been doing. So as soon as I send that first message and say, "Hey, is this the owner?" which gets about a 15% reply rate.
That's terrible.
Okay.
Ready for this one? This is gonna change your life. Ready? Hey Tim, I just drove by your house. I have a quick question. I saw something weird. Is this the owner of 123 Main Street?
Something weird. Okay. I like that one.
What are you gonna get? You're probably gonna get a 50, 60, 70, 80, right?
Yeah. If my deliverability gets better too, which again,
your delivery is gonna get. If your replies are well, then it's going to get better, right? And then if you use a spinner token, it's going to be better. Weird, interesting, unique, right? Because every text is different.
Yeah, I've been using the same number because I started with a Jacksonville, Florida list a month or two ago. I use that same number to hit like 2,000 contacts with the same format. So I'm assuming that played into it, and that number is kind of down the drain at this point. So I think changing the script, changing the number will definitely improve that. And I have the money to go out and buy batch SMS or lead Sherpa or launch control, any of those. But it's at its core, it's just Twilio. So I don't think it's going to make a big difference.
If you have spinner tokens, that makes a huge difference with deliverability rates.
And I don't
'Cause
think
when I
REI
send
reply has that.
What?
I don't think REI reply has that. So that might be a big one.
I'm just
To,
letting you know. So what I mean by that is when I send 2,000 texts out, every text is completely different. Everyone.
yeah,
There's
that's the
not one
difference.
text that's the
Mine are all the same. So, and I'm using the same number, which again I know I shouldn't be doing, but at that point I was doing a much lower volume. I was doing like 100 to 200 texts a day, and at this point with the 4,500 list, I want to do like 300 to 400 a day.
You can use whatever service you want. I'm just telling you when I use batch. When I send 2,000 texts out, there's 2,000 different texts. They all have different variations. Usually 3 or 4 words are different every single time, but it brings your deliverability rate up. And if I add my double whammy, it works really well. I'm not saying that you can keep doing I don't really care, but what I'm telling you, try the double whammy and see if that changes things. It might not change the deliverability rate, but it'll 100% help the reply.
Okay, yeah, that's something I need to go for. And if my deliverability doesn't really improve, because I don't want to be stuck there contacting under 2,000 people on a list of 4,500, would you say just go back and cold call or send another message to whoever I don't end up texting or going?
Yeah,
through?
try that out. Voicemail, call, anything you really want. These carriers have scores on phone numbers, so just be careful. Like, hey, this Jacksonville phone number keeps not getting replies back to it when it texts people out. That's weird.
Yeah,
I probably don't want to deliver that out.
I gotcha. All right.
So if the replies increase, it probably is going to help your delivery. I don't know the algorithms of these, but statistically, what I found that usually helps a lot.
The numbers are pretty cheap, so I think I'm just gonna go like buy out 4 numbers for the month and then do like 100 a day on each number,
Okay.
and then swap them out every month. So that way I keep them fresh and recycled, and maybe I don't know every 2 weeks if I need to do something like that.
All right, I like it.
All right, that's all I got for now, man. I appreciate it.
You came and talked to me like last week about this. I could have helped you a week earlier.
Dude, I've had different questions for like the past 3 to 4 weeks. You've seen me on here a couple times.
Ask me 100 questions. I don't care. I want to help.
I got something different every time, bro. I didn't even have this last week, so that's my bad.
I'm here to help, man. Like, don't be scared to talk to me. I'm here to help. I promise you.
Never am. I appreciate it, man. Go Dolphins.
Right. Go Fins,
I'm a
man.
Bears fan.
You got a rough. As a Bears fan, y'all got a rough coming. Rough time with that one. Rebecca.
Hey, sorry.
How's it going?
Good. So I have a quick question for you. I have finally made a contact with code violations, and I've gotten a couple of lists, but I wanted to know how often should I ask for that list? Like monthly, weekly, daily?
I would ask for that list probably every week.
Weekly? Okay.
That's like where it's good enough where it's not annoying.
Mm-hmm. And then I was watching how you were saying to go ahead and just on Excel or your Google Sheets, like go and see which ones have doubles. And then I'm going to try doing that triple that you said, try doing cold call, texting. And since I'm virtual, I'm probably going to try looking up Facebook, but I got to create another Facebook account.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hit it hard. I'm actually going down to more part-time next week. So I need to get this deal. Been working at it since January, but I'm not going to give up.
I like this. Keep it up.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll let you go and have fun in Mexico.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Rebecca.
Okay. Bye.
Love it. All right, let's talk to Juan. What's up?
Yo, what up, man?
What's up? How can I help you out?
I have a question, man. I was speaking to you and your dad last week. I'm over here in Orange County in California.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, man. So I've been, obviously putting everything together. I've been doing it for about 9 months. So I actually pulled out my list, and obviously I've been working on one that with my VA. So I actually totaled everything out, and I have everything's high equity vacant. So I have about 35,000 skip traced already. So yeah, dude, it's crazy. And yeah, so I mean, everybody's been, I've sent out, multiple agreements, and people at the last minute, they're like, well, I got another, somebody else already offered me more. So it's been kind of heartbreaking, especially because, I got sold a good of bills, like that it was going to work here. And, I do have my podio already set up and I have like at least 150, leads. But like I said, it just, I've been going with it and thought I had some success. People pulled out last minute. So my whole thing is, I've been thinking about it like, deeply. And, I wanted to take a different approach. So I was really listening to what your dad were saying last week about my market. And unfortunately, I had to go through the experience. Of course, I put the effort and I've been putting a lot of effort, with follow-ups and everything like that. But I do see where you guys are talking about where, I mean, Orange County, LA, San Diego, it's almost impossible, man.
I get it. I told you.
Yeah. And I mean, I have a pretty good job. I'm in insurance. I'm a little bit older. I'm like 30, and I started this during the pandemic and just going through the whole motion, right? But I just kind of decided, like I'm not giving up on this. I've been going at it. Like I said, I have my systems in place and everything like that. But yeah, I kind of want to just take a step back and just find the right market and do it virtually because I thought being here I can go meet up with them and that would give me an advantage. But I mean, I guess there's one thing that I always say is like you don't know what you don't know, right? So now I'm on the other end of it, and for anybody that is listening to this and they're in this area, you should listen to this guy because he's right. So
dude, I've talked to hundreds of thousands of people in wholesaling real estate. I've seen a thing or two, and a lot of them are in LA, right?
Yeah. LA, Orange County, San Diego. It's all pretty close by.
You can actually technically wholesale in San Diego. It's actually not that bad compared to LA.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that's the funny part. The deals that I actually have, sent aside, the agreements to, it's been in some of them in IE and Escondido, which is in San Diego. So last minute they still pulled out, but I mean they were more open to actually selling their house. But LA and Orange County is almost impossible. Even LA is a little bit better than Orange County. So it's crazy. So with that being said, kind of taking the time to really analyze what's going on, and then finding you guys and actually you guys are actually spitting like real facts as opposed to these people that are out here selling the dream. I just wanted to kind of figure out because I did start looking into it and I started looking at other areas, and I was like, all right, so I gotta shift and do something different, right? Because I feel like if I was in another market, I would have already gotten a deal, especially the amount of leads that I have in my podio, right? Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because a lot of people here they're always trying to upsell you, even if they agree to something. They're like, no, I want this much more, so they change their mind a lot. So what do you think I should do with those markets, and is there any suggestions for certain markets? Because I did look at the water shutoff on some of these other markets. Like I had just to test it out. I saw like Jacksonville, Memphis, and I did the utility lien, and they didn't give me much for that. So that's where I'm kind of like stuck to try to go into another market virtually.
So Juan, I have a very, very, very solid rule for virtual wholesaling markets. Mm-hmm. You ready for it?
Yeah, of course.
Really simple. Anyone give me a virtual market, I'll tell you if it's good or bad. Ready? Mm-hmm. If the ARV is below $250,000,
$250?
Average ARV for the county has to be, or for the city,
okay,
$250,000. All right. And the population has to be above 100,000 for the county.
Okay, I'm putting this on.
For 99th degree, I can figure out if it's a good virtual wholesaling market or not.
ARV 250?
Under 250,000 average.
Okay.
County population over 100,000.
Over 100,000.
Now, I'm not telling you that if it's the average is 400 and then it has 50,000 in the county, it's a terrible market.
Right.
But if you're looking to get into something, that's where I want to follow, because I virtually wholesale. Like I'll do a deal in like Richmond, Virginia.
Mhm.
Average area is like 400K, and like it's got like what, 300,000 people, right?
Okay.
Like, right. So
Nice.
obviously, it's not the exception, but like generally for most markets that I do, it's with those rules. And for people that do really want virtual wholesaling, it works. When the ARVs go to 300, 400, 500, it gets harder to get discounts. Doesn't
Got
make it
it.
impossible, makes it harder.
Okay, I see. So anything above that is just you're kind of playing with fire a little bit, kind of like here. Okay, no, that totally makes sense. What was I gonna ask you? So another thing, right now I do have a full-time cold caller, but I'm on the phones all day, man. I'm selling insurance, and I'm pretty good at what I do. But it's not making me happy, and I know that this is something that will work out for me. So I was just going to take the time off for myself. I've been needing it, but I was like, you know what, nobody could do it better than I can. So I'm considering in the next, month or so, kind of pulling back. I need the time off for myself as well. But I was just going to go full into it with a game plan to hit virtual. And I was going to do the calls myself for, 30 hours a week. So that's why I wanted to prepare myself correctly to hit it hard.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, man. So I'll be doing that, and I'll hit you up once I get a list and start calling.
I love it. Keep it up,
Awesome.
bro.
Awesome, brother.
I promise you, if you get something like that, it's gonna help you out. Like I remember when I first got into like Knoxville, Tennessee, when I was like 19. Completely different than my local market, man. It's just so much easier because the ARVs are so much lower. Like they're willing to take a 70% discount versus like Orange County. It's completely different.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know other markets.
You don't know?
I don't know other markets. I kind of going back to what I'm saying.
What are the two rules?
No. I mean, like dealing with people here in general. I don't know if it's the attitude with people here. I mean, I lived here all my life, but it's like everybody thinks they know everything here. It's like
That's California.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I guess it's because I'm not like that, but yeah, everybody.
It's like that when the ARVs are high. You go to Seattle, San Francisco, New York, Boston, Miami. Like when the ARVs get higher, people think they're experts on everything.
Yeah.
Their house with more money. People are willing to take a discount on their house more when the price is lower. Are you willing to take a 10% discount on $1 million or 10% discount on a $5 cup of coffee? Which one sounds like a bigger discount that you're willing to do, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So you're more willing to pay a premium for a cup of coffee than for a $5 million house.
Sure.
It's how human beings are. We have crazy, cavewoman brains.
Yeah.
We're built to go hunt and gather and like survive, not to do wholesale transactions. we have weird psychology, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't get over that. So when the area is lower, they're more willing to take a discount for it.
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, and before I let you go, because I know there's other people here too. I've never really heard too many people talk about that stuff, and it's insane that nobody really talks about that. There's multiple people that I know that don't do it anymore.
They just don't. They're not on YouTube. Like I know plenty of 7-figure wholesalers. They tell me all this stuff all the time. Like I'm not even like bring up original stuff. Like I do deals, they do deals. They explain it to me. I know that they do legit deals. They're not on YouTube because they're not gurus, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
It's what the legit people are doing. The people that spend 8 hours a day on a Zoom, try to sell you a course all day. They do their the hour live stream, and they don't wholesale for real anymore. They won't tell you because they don't know it, and they have a little bubble with other gurus, and then they don't do real wholesaling.
Yep.
I wholesale around the country, man. I know it works, dude. And bro, if you didn't tell me you lived in California, I would have no idea where you lived.
Yeah.
So just understand the way you cold call, nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mindset thing.
No, definitely. No, I agree, man. Well,
you could be in Kentucky. I have no idea.
No, definitely. I definitely see that more and more.
But Juan, what you got to understand is if you cold call someone like Mississippi, it might be a $20,000 beat up house. They might still think it's their LA mansion in Malibu. Some people are still like that.
Oh no,
they're
definitely.
right?
Oh no, definitely. I mean,
But there's more people willing to do a discount in like, I don't know, Biloxi, Mississippi. I don't know what the name of that place is, but like, yeah.
No, but you even see that more. Like people are more open to it, even though some places in Riverside they're only like 30 minutes away, but they're a little bit more open to it. They're not as closed off. I mean, still you'll still get people like that, but you could tell it's a little bit different just because the value is a little bit lower.
Oh yeah.
But I even started seeing that with hitting up a little bit of Riverside, a little bit of just the IE. So I definitely get you on that part for sure. Makes sense.
All right, sounds good.
Oh yeah, brother. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Have
That's
fun.
good. Thank you. Justin, I remember you. Justin, I think did Justin say that? Somebody said, I need one-on-one mentorship. And, Zach and Rick don't do it. Something like that. And I'm like, why don't you just talk to me one-on-one? I get people messaging all the time. It's like, if you say, oh, I need one-on-one mentorship, ask any of these people. I'm mentoring you guys one-on-one, okay? And I'm charging no money for it. So, Justin, looking forward to a conversation. I always just want to help. So, yeah. All right, next up here we got Dylan.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
Awesome. What's up? How can I help you out? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man. I actually just found out about you and your father and everything, and I've known about wholesaling for years, but never took action. And I finally figured out I got to do something. So I'm in the New York market. I know that's like a super duper hard market. You were just talking about how if the ARVs are high, they're just not even going to try and discount things more often. I've been looking into land because I do want to be a developer. So I was trying to I was watching some of your videos, how to get, find buyers and then find what they want. And I found some buyers, and now I'm kind of stuck because I'm like, well, there's not much land on market. So I was trying to go looking on off market, trying to go driving for dollars. I'm kind of new to the terminology as well. I'm literally on your website right now looking at the course, like literally right now.
Dylan, I want to ask you some questions first. Okay. Where in New York are you at?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Oh, snap. You're in New York. All right. I like it. Why do you want to be a developer?
It's a long story, but essentially I just like being the boss and designing everything about it. I want to do that. That interests me more. Passive investing.
Well, as you know, with like Brooklyn, how they actually develop stuff, like the person that does a lot of the designing and the developing is that person, but that person, it's more the architect than anything really, because as the person that is developing, as someone that develops things, your biggest job is raising money. And so like, as a developer, you're raising money, you're getting ROI, you're getting people, like it's not as sexy as it comes to. Like, dude, I used to love flipping houses. Like, I thought that's what I wanted to do. And then I started flipping houses. I'm like, this sucks. Okay. Just FYI, like, understand where you're going at. Like, just if it's for designing, it might be something else you have a passion for, right? Like, not everyone should wholesale, but like, if you want to get into wholesaling to start getting and developing, I would probably start looking into raising capital. This isn't even about wholesaling, but like raising capital, networking. That's how you get your foot in the door on like being a developer. Wholesaling land, the point of that is just to make money, right? Get checks like that. Wholesaling land won't make you a better developer. It'll just give you checks.
Well, can I? Yeah, just real quick, because I talked to a developer. Yeah, sorry. I talked to a developer, a consultant/developer, and he gave me the advice of wholesaling land to developers and builders, and then partnering up with them, and kind of like exchange for just getting some deal flow, some cash flow. But then once I get some dollars in my pocket, I can be like, hey, some developer that I have a good relationship with, could we, instead of me getting this $20,000 assignment deal or however much money, could I just give it to you and we JV and I get like 5-10% and I literally watch and work under you and learn the development process from A to Z on this deal that I'm going to give you? And that was essentially my plan, and that was what I was trying after.
That's actually not a bad plan. Like, I would tell you it's a bad plan. If you want to get in developing, that's a decent plan, right? What we do at the JVing, so I'll put the link on the bottom, is we just get the deal sold. So I can't help with the development process because I don't do like insane amount of development. Like I do development, but like not kind of my own local market. You would have to deal with that cash buyer. I can connect you with those people. So if you send a deal and if it's a good land deal, then I can get you connected with the buyer, and then you can have your own like, chit chat with him. But I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that was my essential plan. But funnily enough, I was literally cold calling a bunch of, I looked on Zillow and I was just looking at, people who were doing new construction in the area. And I was cold calling the people who were selling the buildings as like a for sale by owner. So I was like assuming, well, if you're creating something in 2022 and you're selling it now, you're probably a developer or a builder. So let me connect with you and then ask, what lands you're looking for, what price ranges, da 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 da. I called one and I called like 7, but I called one in particular, and now I'm working for him as a realtor, and he says he's going to mentor me and blah, 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 blah. But I need to make money first, so then be a realtor. So I'm literally now in the realtor business. I don't even know how I got here. This literally just happened 2 days ago. This was my first day. I showed a house today. It's crazy. I don't even have a license, but
nice, man.
Yeah, but I also got a bunch of cash buyers while I was cold calling a bunch of like a long list that he gave me of numbers. And now I'm wondering, well, shoot, maybe I should start focusing more on wholesaling, not even just land, but just regular fix and flips, because I got a bunch of investors who said they are looking for things in New York. So I was like, well, now I'm really starting to pick up on, okay, well, I really need to crack down on this guy who has a free wholesaling course. Let me really start paying attention, doing what he's doing. But I just wanted to talk to you and think about, what should be my action plan, because I just quit my job to be a realtor, and I also want to be a developer. And now I'm like, I have no income and I'm trying to make money here. So I'm like, I got to do something now because I have no money now. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of all in on this. So I just wanted to think, what do you think I should do? Should I follow these leads? Should I go virtual? Should I still stick with the land, or should I try to do the realtor thing and get cash from there? I don't really know what my next step should be.
So there's a lot coming at me here. So I'll do one thing at a time. The first reason why I put the 10 steps to get into wholesaling is you got to get your why. If your why is to become a developer and that's why you want to start wholesaling, you'll make 100K, then you'll quit. And then all that effort kind of goes to nothing, right? And then you'll get your foot in the door. There's a lot easier ways to get your foot in the door with a developer than to start wholesaling land. You get annoying, right? Go to their office, work for them, right? Like all that stuff, right? If you're doing it just to make money, and if that's pushing you, then you'll do well, right? But wholesaling land alone is going to be a tough game. It's a really tough game. I don't exclusively wholesale land. If it worked really well, that's what I would do. So I would wholesale houses too. The money's in the wholesaling houses. I would probably do both of them.
Okay, and you think that New York is a good market, like a good, market to at least try since I'm here?
New York City?
New York City, Queens. I can drive. I have a car. I can go to New Jersey and Long Island and stuff like that if I have to. That's no problem.
Well, bro, outside of Central Park, how much vacant land's in New York City?
Outside of Central Park? No, I mean, there's a bunch of dilapidated houses that are like garbage.
Yeah, but like vacant land, not a lot, right?
Well, what do you mean lot or land? What do you mean?
Like vacant land in New York City, there's not a lot.
No, just land? No, there's lots, but
right?
there's not land.
But there's distressed houses.
Yes, there's terrible houses.
So, I mean, between you and me, bro, if you're trying to get a developer, I would probably wholesale a demolition list. That's probably what I'd be doing.
Okay.
That sounds like what you want to be doing. I'd probably wholesale a demolition list to developers. That's probably gonna be your best bet.
All right. And so I should also still focus on, following your course and learning how to do regular houses. Cash flow. Okay. And
for what you want to do, I'd say that.
All right. And
wholesaling would be your best. Like if you're here to make money, if you say, hey Zach, how do I make 100K? I would do virtual wholesaling. But if you want to get with the developers and kind of make money still, I would try the demolition list. But I think virtual wholesaling is going to be your best bet.
So so my mind real quick, virtual wholesaling just to get some cash flow in, and then just start shifting towards demo list to then get towards the developers, which I truly want to do.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm gonna.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Dylan.
No problem. I'm super surprised that I even got to talk to you, but no problem. Have a good day, man.
Why are you surprised you're talking to me?
Well, I mean, hey.
I give you my word. If you want to hop on and talk to me, I'll talk to you.
Nah, this is cool. I'm gonna look at all of this, and by like next week or something like that, I'll have something done. I'm gonna do your 30-day, or what should I even do with that? What you were telling that kid to do? The reverse drive ring for dollars.
Yeah, not in New York City now.
Nah, right?
No.
So just stick to virtual, really. I should do.
That's why I like the one-on-ones, man, because what I tell him is going to be different than what I tell you. Because you're in a different part of the country, you're doing a different thing, you got different goals in mind. That's why I love the one-on-ones.
Yeah, because I would have literally, if I saw that, I would have just went and did what you told them to do.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Well, I'll go through this and I'll just get on the virtual, see what I can do.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it, Dylan.
Have a good day.
Have a great one. All right. Now we'll do one last one real quick. We'll talk to Martin. If you want to JV with me, just go to www.flipthrift.com/JV with me. Martin, what is up?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up? How can I help you out?
Oh, okay. Well, I have a couple of questions with one of the probates I'm working on right now. But then, like overall, right? I used to be a licensed realtor, and I started wholesaling probably like around 2020 March. And when I was a realtor, it was a lot easier. It pretty much felt like anybody I talked to, I had an opportunity to help or opportunity to assist. And now that I'm more focusing on the wholesaling only, I'm having a lot of trouble because I'm making way more money, but the amount of deals I'm doing is significantly smaller. I think I have a good list. I go after it, I get nothing. So that's a whole nother story, but that's one of the challenges I'm having right now because I no longer want my real estate license. But I am working with a probate right now, and the individual is going to have a trustee sale on September 22nd. And we tried to talk to the referee. We tried to get everything set up there. But now he's got a letter saying they're going to, foreclose on the house on the 22nd of September. And I don't know what to tell him. So he's thinking he should do bankruptcy, but it was a probate and it was in his mom's name. So I'm like, what can I do in this situation?
What state?
California.
California. So let's do a quick rundown. So I got this in my head. It's currently a probate. Is the auction set for September?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much is owed on the property?
Like 245, 260. No, like 245, 250.
Okay. Well, can you get it sold before that? Does the state of California allow you? You doing your research?
Well, it's upside down, so we also got to do a short sale.
Okay. I sincerely doubt you get a short sale under a month,
right?
With an auction date.
And when I first met him back in July, we didn't have that auction date, and that's something else I don't really fully know how to do the research for because I didn't look at the recorded documents. I just took his word for it.
All right, so this is a pre-foreclosure, correct?
Yeah.
How long did he know about he was behind or he was able to access the property, making it be able to be sold, right?
He's been living in it for a while.
So he knew the entire time?
Yeah.
So pre-foreclosures, there's one rule. Have you gone to freewholesaling.com and watched the pre-foreclosure module?
No.
It's a 2-hour breakdown of pre-foreclosures. The first thing I always say, are you ready for this? First thing I say, watch it. You know what? I'm a man of my word. That's what I say. One of the first things I say is pre-foreclosure sellers will always wait to the last minute to want to sell the house. The last possible moment. And guess what your seller did?
Same thing.
Say it always. It is, I don't care if this happened in 2002. Now, he waits the last possible moment to get the house sold, and now there's nothing you can do. Don't feel bad about it. Unfortunately, he could have called you, or he could have sold it in February. He could have sold it in March. No, he chose the last possible moment. So there's nothing you can really do, and he's upside down. If this was
upside down.
If it is,
there's a hole in the roof and all types of stuff. They tried to start a second bathroom. They didn't even complete.
I don't know, cash buyer, they'll pay more than what is owed to it for you to make a deal, and I don't know. The bank's going to take the L on this one.
And so, like you're saying, watch your wholesaling, take your pre-foreclosure course, and that will let me know, like in the future, to look at recorded documents. I'm assuming, so that I can know when.
Yeah, recorded documents can be the best. Usually, when there's an auction, it's pretty like in that module. It shows you basically the timeline. Usually, they're very nice. Like I know banks aren't like the nicest people, but like they're usually pretty nice. Like, hey, we're gonna start doing things right. We have a list of payments on the property. We have a notice of default. Like, they give you time. So I would probably look at the public documents and just see it. The theoretical only thing you can possibly do in like any scenario is if you can probably do a short sale, but it's just it's not enough time.
I didn't think so. What about that bankruptcy that he says he says he got that idea from like a mortgage person that called him?
You can do it, but bankruptcy in a month, you can do it.
And it's not in his name. Would that still help?
No. He's going to do bankruptcy. It's on his name. Who's the deed to? The deceased person, right?
Yeah, his mom.
When did the mom die?
I didn't look at the death certificate because I have somebody else that does the probate for me. I just handed it to her, so she knows.
Do you roughly know? Did the mom die like this year, or is this like 3 years ago?
I'd say probably in the last 12, 24 months.
This is like his fault. I'm just telling, like, there's nothing really you can do here. I'm just because the house is upside down.
I really wanted it to be my flip. You don't understand. This is supposed to be my first flip. I wanted it.
Dude, I want to be 7 feet tall and dunk. Okay. Right? Like, it ain't gonna happen, bro. Okay.
You can get your knees done.
Yeah. I guess so, but I'm just telling you, man. Right? Like,
yeah.
Unfortunately, when you target a pre-foreclosure list or a probate list, you're going to do the pre-foreclosures, and pre-foreclosures, they always wait to the last moment. Mm-hmm. Why do you think they got in that mess?
Right.
Why do you think he didn't pay the mortgage? Because he didn't want to do it.
It was a reverse mortgage.
It was a reverse, even worse. You can actually deal with reverse mortgage pretty well. That's even worse, dude.
Do they discount the property like a regular bank?
I don't know. I got to look at the document. Everyone's different.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good enough for me. May I ask a couple more questions? I mean, I've been doing
bro, I would love to say, there's this special thing that I can tell you to save it. There's not. Rick's been doing these type of deals for 20 plus years. I've probably hardened the paint for 3+ years on these type of ones with like older sellers. If they wait too long, they wait too long.
What's a good way to find vacant land lots?
PropStream is going to be your best one.
Okay. I feel like everything is high equity. So I hear people saying you got to go after high equity when you're in the wholesaling industry. When I put my list into batch leads, I started using batch leads about a year ago, and I just really studied the system to make sure I understood how it worked before I started doing my text blasting on a high level, which I'm starting to get into right now. And I feel like when I put my list in there, it says like 80% of everything is high equity anyway. And especially it makes sense because we're in California.
Yeah, most of them are. We're in Cali.
So that's normal?
Where?
We're in Cali. I thought you said we are in Cali. I'm in
California.
Yeah, I'm in Fresno, Central Valley.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're mostly going to be high equity, dude. I guess it's California to a point just because equity went up like crazy.
Yeah.
They're mostly going to be in it, but I'd still filter through there. I really like years of ownership. That's another big one I've seen. Years of ownership.
You get that from PropStream?
You can do it on batch.
Okay.
Really, between you and me, because no one else is watching, it's only you and me. Batch and PropStream to a 95% T will pull very similar lists. There's special ones each one has, but like really, if it's a high equity, if it's a vacant, like it's really going to be very similar.
I pull all my lists. We're the only ones on there, but I use all my lists from title companies. Because they're better. They're free. And I was a realtor before, so that's where I come from.
Lists. I like title company lists. They don't have everything, but yeah, they're pretty good starting out.
Right. In the future, I definitely will probably just get them from Batch Leads or PropStream or something like that. And then the other thing I was going to say is I've been trying to do the code enforcement list and the fire list, and I've been doing it consistently. I have the VA helping me out to convert the list and just to order them. We order them once a month on the first of the month, and then we convert them and I call them. Again, dude, my challenge is that I used to be a realtor and I'm used to just being able to call anybody, and you have your pick when you're a realtor. I feel like it's not the same as a wholesaler at all.
What do you mean?
So I could pretty much go into any neighborhood or any list, and I always have an opportunity to help someone as a realtor to list their house. As a wholesaler, I feel like the list needs to be a lot more niche, maybe.
Well, here's the problem, Martin. Yeah, you go up to somebody's house and you act like you're the neighborhood-friendly realtor. But guess what always does conversation is, well, oh, no, my uncle's a realtor. My cousin's a realtor. My niece is a realtor. My neighbor's a realtor. My best friend's a realtor. That doesn't happen in wholesaling. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's trade-offs, man.
No,
You
I'm
should
not
look at
saying
the
I
amount of
want to go
realtors
back at all.
in this country. It's insane. The competition is unmatched. Unmatched. So wholesaling's way better.
So
I know some really good.
Oh, sorry.
Martin, stay on after this. I want to ask you a question. I'll get you connected with someone in Fresno I know really well, and they can help you out with some stuff for free.
All right. Do you want to see the letter I got back from the fire department? Because again,
No,
I've
what
been,
is it? What is it? What's the skinny of it?
it's basically saying though that it takes too much time for them to get it.
I would go in person,
Okay.
or I'll go to your local firehouse.
All right. Well, we get most of them. This is just one particular county that's telling me this, and someone else is telling me that it's not segregable, but maybe same thing. Go in person.
Go in person.
Hear you. All right. I feel like I should be asking you so many more questions.
Hop on next week.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it. Stay on real quick. I gotta ask you a question after this. All right. Boom. All right. Guys, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com. We'll see me and Rick tomorrow. And really appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. And have a great one. Thanks, guys.